Good show, good show, good show. Best Bachelor recap ever on the internet. Let's go, let's go. Hello, welcome to You Know Something with Dena and Tia. And I'm Dena, and this is our BachChat.
And I'm Tia, and today is October 30th, 2024. And this is the 6th episode.
That's right, week 6 of Joan's journey of love. So let's just get into it, Tia. This is
Let's do
hometown dates, or we could call it sleeping in a bed full of old grandpas. That's like the subtitle, I think. Little Payne, the grandson. That's our little teaser this time at the beginning where he asked Joan. No, he asked Pascal, right? Are you sleeping in a big bed full of other old grandpas?
Oh, that's what he said. I played it 17 times,
And you
and
couldn't
I
understand
never
it?
couldn't understand. No, I did not.
Okay, now that you know, is that hilarious or what?
No, he's a doll.
He really is. His family is gorgeous, but we'll get into it. Okay, just to refresh your memory, my picks for the show from the first week are all gone except for Jordan. Jordan's hanging in there, Tia. He's my only hope. And Tia, of the 4, Pascal, Guy, Jordan, and Chalk, how many did you choose?
4.
You make me so mad.
I know.
How did you know? Do you have a good picker historically with guys?
No, how well did I pick in The Bachelor? The Golden Bachelor.
You're good at picking men, though.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Well, Greg's evidence of that, right?
Bingo.
So Tia's going to win unless Joan just says, I hate you all, and screams and runs away. Or
And she might.
she might. You never know. But she's really excited for Hometowns, which if you're not a big Bachelor watcher, that means she gets it down to 4, who she's going to actually take the time to go to their hometowns, see their lives, see their families, answer their families' questions. Sometimes they're pretty hard questions. And you can, as we've talked about before, you can learn a lot by meeting people's families and seeing. She can kind of picture how her life might be, depending on who moves to live with who. So they're very important. Now, Tia, who would you, if let's say Greg's not in the picture, you're the Bachelorette, you're Joan, who would you want the guy to meet? Like if you were one of the female contestants and the Bachelor was coming to your house, who would be like your 4 or 5 people that you would want to question him and get their impression of? I know me, of course. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Yes, you.
Me?
And I guess it would be. You said 5.
Yeah, let's say 5. Unless that'll get you in trouble, you make it 6.
No. It'd be my 5 really great friends that live here. My best friends that live here.
Whose opinions you would really respect.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, because I don't really.
You wouldn't want your daddy involved answering questions?
No, my dad would think that was silly.
Yeah. He'd say, what are
He
you
would
doing,
be
Tia?
like, I don't even want to be involved. So that's why I didn't say him.
Let me know if I need to come to a wedding later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's a matter of people who are willing to be on television in your family, too. That's kind of a big ask. I would like to come to your house. And I won't say it's my house, but I think it's a better environment than my house would be. And I would have my sister, if she'd do it, my niece, you.
Your sister would do it.
You think she would do it at her house?
Yes.
I think my brother-in-law, too, because I think he's a good judge of character. My mom would want nothing to do with it. She'd have to put a bra on.
And there you have it.
And probably my little great niece, because she's very precocious. She'd just come out and say, why is hair sticking out of your nostril or something?
There you go.
So let's see who our first date chose for his family and friends. So Joan's very excited. She says she's at a different place with each man, which I think that's pretty apparent. All those relationships are very different. She's not in the love place yet, she says, but she's moving in that direction. She's hoping that these hometowns will put her over the edge. They'll be transformative, and all of a sudden, wonderful, magical things will happen. I don't know about that. So, the first hometown is with Guy. in Reno. He chooses to take her to Lake Tahoe, which I've been. Have you ever been in that area?
Yes, I have.
Isn't
I've
it
got friends
gorgeous?
that live there.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
So you visited there. The only time I've been there is like driving from. I used to have to do a food show for the company I work for in San Francisco, and we'd always drive to Reno and stay there just to gamble. And that's such a beautiful drive. I mean, it's gorgeous through that area. I've heard people making fun of Reno on other podcasts about the Bachelorette, saying who would in the world would want to live there. But you've got. It's called the biggest little city in the world. So you've got kind of a hometown feel, but you've got the Sierra Nevada mountains, you've got Lake Tahoe, and then you get to go back to this kind of sleepy town. So how do you feel about Reno? Would that be an area of the country you could imagine yourself living? I mean, you
I
visited
can't
there.
imagine myself living anywhere other than where I live.
Yeah, I kind of that way too.
Sorry. I just.
It's kind of in your blood, isn't it?
Well, I mean, because I'm older. When I was younger, I could, but not now.
Not as adventurous. And yeah, so that would be a problem. You'd have to have somebody willing to be here. No, nothing's wrong with where we live. I mean, I think it's great, but I generally don't believe in making fun of hometowns because people live in every city in the country for a reason. Right. Yeah.
Exactly. And they feel exactly the same way as we do about ours.
Yeah.
So
I think a town is what you make it to. I mean, I know you have moved places that you weren't fond of.
No. I wasn't.
Yeah. But it's
hence
just
me being back here.
Exactly. So it's kind of a problem in relationships, I think, especially at this point in our lives. She meets Guy on a dock next to a boat. Did he say that was his boat? Or do you think he borrowed a boat? It's a nice boat.
He said, yeah.
Yeah. I noticed, you know how they do that? You know what the toddler jump is? That's when the bachelor and bachelorette run to each other and she leaps up and wraps her legs around his waist. That's what they do in the young ones. I noticed that never happens in the senior Golden Bachelor. Do you think?
Because I thought you were going to tell me they did that. And I'm like, no, they did not.
No. But what your first initial reaction to them seeing each other? He was very excited. What did you think about her? Do you remember if you felt like, was she's happy to see him or?
I thought she acted excited.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since they were on water.
Yeah.
She loves the water.
So beautiful. I thought that was very thoughtful of him to think.
Yes.
She loves water rather than come to my home.
So does he.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so they have that in common. He's trying to make her see, this would be kind of cool being with me. Joan she had on a beautiful dress. I think it was an orange dress or something. I love her fashion. Oh. She loves that Guy is kind and open and vulnerable. That's what she said to the camera before the date started. And you just jump in if I say something wrong or if I miss something or if you want to add. I'm just kind of looking at my notes here. Guy says that Lake Tahoe holds many memories for him, and he's looking forward to show her more about himself today. So they get on the boat. Joan makes Guy feel accepted, validated, desired. And he tells Joan that he and his family stayed on the lake for like a month, and the kids loved it. Now, see, that's awkward because any memory I would tell about a guy if I was dating somebody is going to include my ex-husband, you know? When you're together for that long, so you kind of have to, we did, you know, it's kind of weird. Right. So I have gone through that, so. And she's not passed away, she's alive. Guy feels that he and Joan are kind of in sync. Now, do you have thoughts on the boat part of that date? Let's stick with that.
Well, I mean, the next thing I have is that they're throwing rocks in the water and making wishes.
Okay, I was going to ask you what that was. I couldn't tell if it was coins or rocks or what.
I thought it was rocks.
It makes sense.
I don't know how you have rocks in your boat, but I mean, some people might have that. I don't know.
He had them in his pocket.
It's weird, but okay. But you throw it and make a wish.
Yeah.
Kind of like in Memphis, Tennessee, with the ducks.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Throw,
what's it called?
Coins.
The Peabody or the Pembroke or something like that. Yeah. That's pretty cool. All right. I think they really look good together. They kind of look similar to each other. I mean, they make a good couple. Guy is afraid to share what he's feeling because it could all be over in a second, which is true in his position. I love you, and this is going to be so great, and then you don't get a rose. So that's a weird place to be in. So you talked about, Guy stops the boat, and they make a wish. Did you write down their wishes? Okay. Guy's wish was to make great memories in a beautiful place with a beautiful lady, which I think is perfect. That's something that's possible. It's not overly crazy, but it's very sweet and romantic. And Joan's wish, I want to find someone to spend my golden years with.
Okay, you're a great note taker.
Well, I just try to keep up with it so that you
Okay.
can just give your thoughts and you won't be stressed. And you write and I type, so it's a different. But what do you think about her wish? To find someone to spend my golden years with.
I think it's a good wish.
Do you? So the someone, you think he thought, oh, he shouldn't
No,
need me? Okay.
I think that's what she meant. She meant what she said and said what she meant.
Okay. All right, good. Because I kind of felt sorry for him that
I did.
she just said somebody. They kiss a sweet little kiss, but it doesn't feel passionate to me. I don't know if you remember their kiss. She does like to get a hold of the face and kiss. Like, and I think that is too. Don't get all slobbery all over me. It's like I'm going to hold your face where I want it to be.
Maybe.
Don't come in for it. So they both love the water, like you said. But Joan, of course, says she's still thinking about what? I'm still thinking about
John.
And I heard someone say, which I think is a good description, Guy is handsome. He's a doctor. He's in good shape physically. Beautiful smile. They're a little white and big, but beautiful smile. Great hair. But he doesn't have, remember the podcast episode we had about learning terminology of the young people these days in Riz from charisma? He doesn't have Riz, I don't think.
Okay.
I mean, that's just, and maybe he does in his environment, but okay. So anything else about the boat trip or lake thoughts or anything like that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so then they go have, I guess, lunch or drinks by this beautiful area by the lake. And so they have a heart-to-heart conversation there. Guy says he's trying to guard his heart, but the prize at the end is worth it, and he is having feelings for her, although he understands she has a lot of decisions to make. Well, that's a great statement.
Mm-hmm.
He's expressing himself, but giving her I'm not trying to pressure you into saying it back. Joan says that, yes, she has feelings for 4 people and feeling guilt about John. I don't know if she said that to him or she said it just to the camera, but I thought, please stop with the John. Please stop with the John. And he was, oh, okay, she said it to him because then he said, I'm not here to replace John, but I want to be happy. Perfect. Right. Again, right?
Exactly.
I think we can make something special. We both deserve to be happy. And he's just textbook saying all the right things, but I'm just not feeling that she's feeling him. But she says he's a great listener and very caring. And after spending the day with the guy, she feels hopeful. I don't know what she means, if she means hopeful that she can find love or hopeful about him. So I thought that was a good conversation, didn't you, between them? I think he's handling it, this date, really well. Okay, so then it's time to meet the family, Tia. And they were walking up to a house. I don't know if it was his house or family's house. Or he is in a divorce situation, so he may be in a small apartment. You don't know. And let his wife have the nice house. But I did once again notice his body, which is amazing. So he saw the family members. All the brothers and sisters have G names, G first names. I thought you could get into that since all your dogs have the same.
Exactly.
First initial. And then his kids and a grandchild. And when she first walked in, the sister did a wolf whistle. Like they were very impressed with her. The kids seemed happy to see him, which I thought that was a good sign because in a divorce, they don't hold a grudge against him. It's like they're supportive of him. And the son said he hadn't been introduced to a dad's date since the divorce. I don't know how long they've been divorced. It's like a few years, I think.
I don't know. 3 or...
That's what I want to say. It's 3. Yeah. So they tell about the Charles story, which I didn't think was, it makes him seem like a nice guy, but that's the story they chose to tell about how one of the other bachelors was concerned.
How God, helped Charles. And I put Greer and Gail, Guy's sisters, Mackenzie, Guy's daughter, and Hawk and Glenn, Guy's sons.
Who? What?
Hawk and
Hawk
Glenn.
and Glenn. Oh, I didn't hear the name Hawk. That's cool.
Or Hank.
Hank, okay.
Sorry.
It should be Hawk. That's a cool
Well,
name.
no, sorry. No, if it had been Hawk, then she would have been done.
Oh, you're kidding. You're not kidding. That's her bird sign.
Wow.
She'd run away and say, it's John.
Dang.
Yeah, so Joan talks. Anyway, they tell the story about how Guy helped Charles feel better, and that's when Joan knew he was a great guy.
Yes.
So then Joan goes off and talks to the sisters, Greer and Gail, like you said. I like that name too, Greer. Greer tells Joan how supportive he was when her husband passed away. Gail says, I hope you pick him. And it sounded like they had southern accents, which confused me a little bit. I put a question mark, but they seemed to adore him and wanted to be happy. And then Joan talks to the sons, Glenn, like you said, and Hawk.
Hank. I'm sorry. I can't read my own writing.
Did you have any notes about the sons' conversation with Joan?
No.
Or an impression? It's hard to remember it.
Yes. I just thought that all I put was, I think they keep referring to what happened with the ex too much.
Yeah, like he's unstable or something almost, even like we just want him to not go through what he's going. Yeah, I thought that was interesting since we know what that was at the time. Joan didn't know, I don't guess, what they were referring to. But anyway, I just put they really brag on their dad to her.
Yes.
So that's a good sign.
And I put Guy has a very attractive family.
He does, doesn't he? He really does. All of them did. It was amazing. So the sons talked to Guy and asked him on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about Joan?
9.5.
Yeah, that's good. And they're kind of like, whoa. Well, would you propose to her? Long pause, but he says yes. And I just wonder if the crew tells Joan, here's what he said off camera, Joan, just so you know, he's going to propose to you. Because I would want to know, what did he say about me? Then the sisters talk to Guy, and they say he looks happy as a lark. They think she's gorgeous. I mean, they're really blown away by Joan. She looks nothing like his ex-wife, although his ex-wife's gorgeous. You two would look good together. We'd love to have her in our family. She would fit in so well. Do you have any other notes about the sister? I liked his sisters, didn't you?
A lot.
Yeah. I try to think, could I fit in with that family? Would I be happy to go Thanksgiving and Christmas? But they're precious. Guy said, I think I can love again and be loved again. So they leave the family and go outside. I think they just sat outside the house, it looked like to me. And Guy says he's going to go all in. I'm here, I'm going all in. He asked Joan what she thinks about the family. She says, I love them. They're positive and easy to talk to. Then Guy says, I'm falling for you big time. They hug, they kiss, kind of a friendly kiss again. And go ahead, honey, I'm sorry.
I know, I just had, because he said, what is in here, meaning her heart.
Her heart, yeah.
Yes. I mean, that's what he's fallen in love with.
Oh. I mean, he did not screw up anything in my book. He seemed very genuine, open. I just think he did everything he could. His family was great. The conversation was great. But he can't make her want him any more than she does. And maybe she's crazy about him. She may just throw us off a loop and be hiding her feelings, to the camera. But I just think he was great.
I put bottom line, I really like Guy.
Good. Because you're not easy on people.
No.
Thank
you.
No, it's good.
Thank you for
we
noticing.
know you're honest and real about it. And I thought, why didn't they go to the hospital where they could see him in his scrubs and his lab coat? But I guess that would be against. They couldn't film in there, maybe. But yeah, Guy. I mean, you did all you could, baby. That's all you can do. It's up to Joan. All right, so then we travel to Chicago. That Tuttlin town. For Tia's, is he your favorite, Pascal, at this point?
Nope.
No, okay. We traveled to see Pascal, and I was really excited to see, is he full of crap, or is his life really as amazing as it sounds? Does he really have a salon that's fabulous and has a fabulous car and a fabulous life? So, Joan says her relationship with Pascal is, quote, unique, but he really has a zest for life, and it reminds her a little bit of
John.
and he
I
makes
said, because I put, now I get it. Pascal, I say it different than you do, is like John, making everything bigger than life.
right.
I love the way he dresses.
Oh yeah, he is a spiffy dresser. She says he makes everything fun. How do you say? I say Pascal. What do you say?
I said Pascal.
And I said Pascal.
Uh-huh.
Okay, like tomato.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I've never heard how. I don't guess he's ever said his name, so I don't know. And of course, what does Pascal say when they see each other for the first time? Did you miss me?
Yes, of course.
And Joan said, you always say that.
Right.
Did you miss me? That's the question. And that's Pascal in a nutshell, don't you think?
I just kind of think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's endearing.
Oh, you do? You think that's
I
cute?
do.
Oh,
I think it is.
Okay. So Pascal says, I'm in charge today of this day, and I like to be in charge. Which supposedly Joan liked, she said. I don't know. So, did they get coffee first, or did they go to the salon? Because it seems like I remember he said, put that on my account or something. We can go to coffee. And
I thought they went. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I just remember them going to the salon.
Yeah,
That's where my notes are.
The coffee part is not important, just to say they were like, hello, Pascal, should we put this on your account? You know, it's like his routine. He's showing her his routine. And I heard someone saying they were Googling where his salon was, what kind of neighborhood. And they said it's a very ritzy area of Chicago, and that coffee shop is right across the street. So that's his routine. Get coffee, go to, I mean, it seems like a beautiful life to me. But so anyway, they go to the salon, and he walks in, and what do the people do when he walks in?
Oh. I mean, it's exactly what I had thought it would be.
It's how he portrayed it, exactly, right? I mean,
yes.
Beautiful salon, beautiful people working there. Lots and lots of people working there. So.
Lots.
Obviously very successful, just like he said he was. So he's not a liar. I think was really proud to show her. And maybe he said, look, when I walk in, everybody go, let's go. Or maybe they haven't seen him in all that time. I don't know. I feel like he went there before he got Joan.
Well, no, because like with God, his family, because his friends are saying, this is the longest I've been.
That's right.
So they have not seen each other.
Okay, so that was like a genuine reaction. Like,
yes.
We haven't seen you in so long. And if somebody loves their boss
but
that
he
much,
is the boss. So.
Yeah. I bet he's a good boss, or they wouldn't have that reaction with him. They'd be like, oh no, here comes the boss. Of course, there are cameras in there. I put Joan seems happier to see him and be with him than she was when she was with Guy. But it's a totally different kind of atmosphere.
Completely.
Yeah. Then he has her help wash a guy's hair. Okay.
He's just showing her.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, his hair's soft. I mean, what's she going to say? At first I thought that was his son, but I'm not sure if it was. Then he puts a robe around her. And he says, I'm not trying to get fresh. And she says, it's okay. You can get fresh. It's okay to get fresh. I think she wants him so much to just be, I love you. I want you. I'm hot for you. She's so nervous about it. So she gets pampered, and the girl that...
No, I would love for my hands to be rubbed.
Oh, you like
I don't like
massage?
to be touched, but I love, with arthritic hands, I love it.
So when you get a manicure or your nails, do you get that? They don't do that when they do like your nails, because you'll get...
Some do.
Yeah. And that surprises me you said that.
Okay, and I also said no socks. That's so sexy.
Oh, he doesn't wear socks?
I love no socks.
Oh.
That turns me on so bad.
I've never heard you say that. So are you a feet girl?
Shoes with no socks.
Really?
Oh, God. That's just sexy to the hilt.
Tia, I learned something about you today. Now, some people would say, ooh, no socks.
Ooh, I love that.
Wow. Do you like sniff Greg's shoes or something?
No.
All right, everyone, we learned something about Tia.
I don't like to sniff anything. I just like the looks of no socks with shoes on a man.
So you like ankles?
No, I just like the look of no socks with shoes.
Okay.
Especially dress shoes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Pascal is a great dresser, I will say. the technician who was working on her said, "This is the VIP treatment. He must really like you."
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "I sure hope so." Now, that's not like Joan to say. She's the vulnerable one in this relationship. She's got the upper hand on Guy. And maybe he's being too, "I love you so much," even though he didn't say the word love. "I want you so much." Whereas Pascal's being standoffish, which naturally attracts people when you're pulling back. So she is in that vulnerable position. I sure hope he likes me. Um, Pascal said, "This is a really fun day, but I want to get into a deeper conversation." And I don't know if he said that to her or he said that to the camera, but I wrote that down. So I think that's a good sign. So,
And they got into the deeper conversation, and I said, I love his vulnerability.
oh,
It's almost like two different people.
right. That was the big Pascal character on TV and now at work. It's that big hairdresser mentality of a guy. And then when he's one-on-one with her, that's a good point, Tia. And I don't remember where they were when they were talking. I think they were just sitting at a table or a couch in the salon. And he's told her that he just broke up with someone last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first I had heard of that. And that his heart was broken. And I'd love to see what she looks like. Just to be honest with you, to see what his type is and who could break his heart. And is she a lot younger than him? I just love to know all that because I think that's very telling. And I wonder about heartbroken. I dated a guy once, Tia, that had an accent. And when he broke up with me, he said, "You're an angel and I'm the devil. You deserve better." And I'm just heartbroken over this. But, so is that his kind of version of heartbroken? Or I'm heartbroken that you won't let me flirt with other women? Or is he truly heartbroken? I know you have a soft spot for him, so.
I don't know.
I know, I'm just wondering all these things.
Okay, wow.
He's very guarded. He says his kids signed him up for this, and I've seen that application, and I can't imagine any man taking the time to fill out that application. It's so complicated and so long and so deep. I think that's why all these men are like, "Well, my daughter signed me up. My sister signed me up." Anyway, he said he wasn't really ready to do this. They just signed him up, and he got chosen. But he's going to go through the process. He's still having a little war inside about, "Am I ready?" And you could tell Joan was like, oh, her face was kind of dropping over this. Was that the impression you got of that conversation? Do you recall that conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just didn't get that.
You didn't think she was taking it in a bad?
No,
Okay.
I did not.
Okay. But Pascal said, "I do want a companion to do things with." It didn't really like, "I want a wife. I want a future." I just got the impression. And I think maybe I'm just cynical, Tia, and you're seeing
You
things
are.
for how they clearly
You're
are.
major cynical. Just saying.
All right. They get in his sports car, which I think is an Aston Martin. I was trying to tell, but I believe that's what it was. But he drives fast. Just like
Very.
Joan's like holding on. But I think that's exciting. Do you like little fast sports cars like that?
No.
Messes up our
Used
hair,
to.
doesn't it?
Used to. Not anymore.
I'd be holding my hair down.
Well, no, I just prefer SUVs high off the ground.
Yeah. Pascal says he wants the validation of his friends. Validation of his friends and his children to give him a thumbs up on Joan. I feel like, to me, cynical me, he wants to make sure she's pretty enough to be on his arm. Does she make a good impression? What do you think of her?
I don't think that at all.
Okay, good. I'm glad we have this balance.
I said his family and friends are so European. Huggers, drinks all around the table. And I said his grandson Price is so stinking adorable.
Yeah, that was a beautiful family. His kids look like models or something. All right, the people that were there are the daughter Natalie, friend John, not another John, friend Stephen, grandson Price, son Maxim, who is a cutie pie.
He's beautiful.
Yeah, daughter Sarah, and Ginger, who I think was a friend of Stephen, maybe girlfriend of Stephen, the friend.
What about Natalie?
Yeah, Natalie. That was the first one I said. It's his daughter, right?
Okay. Yes.
That's okay. They asked Joan what her first impression of Pascal was. And she says, "I don't really want to say in front of the little grandson here." But she heard him speak in French and she thought he was sexy. Which, of course, I mean, he is. He is.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. So everybody thinks that's funny. grandson Price, and that's how they opened the show. He said, "Did you sleep in a bed full of other old grandpas?" And they die. They die laughing. Pascal says, "Yeah, and someone snored." And I think
kicked him out.
Was it Guy that was snoring? I was trying to remember. That's not good.
No. It wasn't it Jordan?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was Jordan.
Oh no, not my Jordan.
Yeah.
So then daughter Natalie says, when they walked in, I thought they looked so good together. They're the hottest couple I've ever seen. Which, if he's dated a lot, which they said he has, then Joan must be, Joan is in the range that Pascal has been dating. I think Joan's beautiful. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, could they be younger? The girls he sees could be younger. Because think about all the women he meets going through that salon. I mean, my goodness. And he flirts with them just to make them feel good. So apparently they were very impressed with Joan's appearance when she walked in. Son Maxim takes Joan away to talk. And I'd say he's in his 20s, wouldn't you? Or early 20s, maybe. I think he still lives at home. Maxim says Pascal is his idol.
Mm-hmm.
Great sign of that, I think, too. That he's had a lot of girlfriends. And he's got a broken heart. I'm not sure how Joan felt about him dating a lot.
Maxim makes me want to be a lot younger. Wow. He's so pretty.
He was. That hair,
Sure.
too. Pascal's wife must be very dark, too, because they're all very exotic looking. If he was the dirty dog, I think he is, wouldn't women have come forward by now and said, he broke my heart, he's a cheater, I haven't heard anybody say anything negative about Pascal, and by now I think they would have.
Okay, and you're on social media enough, you would have heard it.
Yeah.
I'm not, so
yeah,
I know it's probably not in my local newspaper. So I know I wouldn't have heard it.
Pascal, a dirty dog.
Yeah. When he's talking to his dad, they really get into this deep conversation, and then his dad cries, and that's the first time he'd seen him cry, which made me cry because I was like, this is the first time you've seen your dad cry in all these years. But
I think that's a very good sign too, because he's taking it seriously.
Okay, so why don't you take your dirty dog comment and bury it, Missy?
Like a dirty dog bone, I'll bury it.
Yeah, you need to. Cynical Sicily is what I'm going to start calling you.
Well, I think Joan doesn't feel like she's questioning if she is worthy of this lifestyle, which is not good. I know you get mad at women when they do that. I'm sorry, has anybody ever broken up with you, Tia? Or have you always had the upper hand? Or do you not want to talk about
I've
you have the
never
confidence.
had anybody to break up with me.
I knew it. You have the confidence.
No, because there's sometimes when, in the past, when I've felt that I might have pulled the plug before.
Oh, because you were interceding before it happened to you.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
So when you weren't happy, you were sensing, then you would break up because you're not going to waste your time. So they may have done it if you had hung in there, is what you're saying. Is that right? You don't know. You can't know, do you? Well, we'll just say no. You've got broken hearts everywhere.
No, I don't.
All over the South.
No. Not at all.
Okay.
I love how he is so touchy-feely and affectionate with his kids. That is something that's a big yum to me, because if you can embrace your children, and it might be me having like daddy issues. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't want to say
that.
because some daddies aren't affectionate.
Right.
Yeah.
And I am a very
some daddies show their love by providing for you with stuff.
Right, exactly. And my dad is a wonderful, wonderful father, and I love him dearly. I just wish he could be affectionate like my mom was, because my mom was extremely affectionate. Mm-hmm. But I'm not affectionate with everybody. That's the weird thing.
The people that you love, you want to be expressive physically.
There's only some people. I don't know. It's weird. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you are what you
let's
are.
Move
That's
on.
enough for your therapy session, right?
Yeah, it is.
But I'm like you. That's a great sign when someone's a good father. They can't be a bad husband if they're very demonstrative. Well, I guess he was because they're divorced, but maybe it was her fault. I don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah,
but I mean, the thing of it is, he's going through this. His children are there, and you would think if he was such a horrible husband or father, they wouldn't be there for the support.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're right. That's a big sign, a good sign, I think. When Maxim was talking to Joan before he went to his dad, I made a note that he said, Dad's sick of dating, and I'm hoping it's going to be you that he chooses.
Right.
So they approve of her.
Mm-hmm.
They think she's good enough. So it seems like that would be her sign that, I think the kids would be the ones that would be a big stumbling block, and they were not. They were great. Oh, logistics were mentioned. I can't remember who said it, but Pascal said, I think it was Pascal that said, I don't know how we would do the living situation yet, but we'll figure that out. Or if Maxim said, where are you going to live? I mean, he's got to stay at his salon. That's crazy.
I mean, that's kind of a big no-brainer.
Yeah. Whereas Joan, she works at a school. Maybe she could find a school to work at there. Or maybe she's going to retire if Pascal has got this fabulous life.
Loaded. Just saying.
So then Joan talks to that cute little grandson, Price, who's adorable. And he says, do you have grandkids? She says, yes, I do.
Oh, she said, I've got a 4-year-old. I've got 3, and I've got a 4-year-old. And he said, don't kiss anybody.
Oh, yeah, her grandson.
He said, well, did you kiss my grandpa? And she goes, yeah. I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah. She is really good with people and with kids. I mean,
yes.
She was really giving him attention, like what he thought mattered,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like her. She's handling this very well, I think. A lot of people are critical of her. I've been reading crazy stuff, but I think she's great.
Well, stop reading.
I shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I like to see what the buzz is. Women are terrible to women. I'm telling you, they're just critical of women over every little thing. All right, that's a whole nother podcast episode. Yes. Natalie and Pascal talk, and she said, I really want you to find your forever person.
And he keeps wiping her tears.
Yeah.
Just hurt my heart.
They want him to be happy so bad, so that means to me he's not happy. This is a facade. His happiness, this fabulous Pascal, he's got that thing in his heart missing. He needs it. So they're making me feel differently about him. I'm on a journey with Pascal. Joan now has stronger feelings for him, she says, and I'm afraid my heart's going to get broken. And I just put, Guy doesn't stand a chance at the bottom. But we'll see. So overall, what was the progress of the date with Pascal? Who do you think started having different feelings, or is everything the same, or less feelings? Or?
I think that's what I was waiting on, is like the home dates to see. And just like I said, I thought Guy's went very well. He opened up, yumness. But then I think that Joan is really attracted to, like, Yummyville, USA. I mean, like, city.
Chicago's a great
stuff.
city. If you're in the right place with money.
And, I mean, I'm not saying that she's, like, only after monetary things. That's not what I'm saying at all. But, I mean, everybody that thought, like you did, that he was such a player and he didn't have anything. Once I saw him with his family, it melted my heart more. And no wonder. I mean, he doesn't have to iron a shirt. He doesn't have to. He can hire it out. Good for him. He came from nothing and he made himself into something. Good for him. But the thing of it is, he didn't leave. It's not like he left his children to be raised by a nanny or whatever, because you can tell that they just love him.
Yeah,
and
he's been
so it
involved in
just
their
makes
life, for
me
sure.
happy.
I totally agree. We've gotten to know Pascal. Whether they end up together, seems like a good guy.
Well, I hope you've got to know him.
Yeah, I feel ashamed of all the
Okay.
things I've. And yeah, if you're going to choose between a stable life with a guy with a nice family or the excitement of Chicago, and it's different for her. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough decision to make. All right. And I'm not talking about money time like you. It's like experiences.
Wait a minute. You said you can choose from guy has a nice life or Pascal that has. No, I think it's that you choose somebody that you wake up with every morning and you look at and you can still giggle or you can still have fun with. It doesn't matter where you are, but it does make it a little more exciting when you got, I mean, because you know where Greg and I live. I mean, we don't live in a huge city at all, but there's multiple places to go and places to see. And so
you guys have fun together. And you can travel if you want to go to someplace different.
Yes. And I mean, and I just think it's who you wake up next to is the biggest deal.
Absolutely.
So, all right. We've got two more
That's right.
to go through.
So now we're traveling from Chicago
to Chicago. And then this is what I thought. Dear Lord, what if she were to pick one of them in Chicago and they ran into each other?
That would definitely happen.
That would be scary.
Or she could choose Jordan and get her hair done at Pascal's. But think about her life in Chicago. He's probably got a really nice place to live. I'm not sure if we ever actually saw it, if that was the apartment they went in. I don't know. But she gets up, she goes and gets pampered, she gets the coffee with him, then she goes shopping, does whatever vocation she wants to do. She wants to work. Then they go have dinner. I mean, it just sounds pretty amazing.
Let's go back to Jordan. We've already, come on.
I know. And Jordan is my man. He's my man.
Well, no, I think actually it's now Pascal. Because, see, you've switched.
True,
okay, let's go to Jordan.
Okay. And then on the same podcast talking about how the ritzy neighborhood that Pascal's in, he said that Jordan, the area that they were in is more of a middle class, where you go have hot dogs and pizza. There's nothing wrong with that, but he's more of a sports guy. He's not. It's a totally different view of Chicago and life in Chicago than she would have with Pascal. But Jordan, I find him very hot, just like you do. I didn't notice if he was wearing socks or not. Did you notice?
Wait, what did you say?
What?
You said that I think is attractive.
No, I said I think Jordan is.
I don't.
You don't find him attractive?
No, none.
Whoa.
Never have.
His smile is so cute and boyish. His body is great.
I don't.
Isn't that fun? Well,
none.
That's what makes the world go round. There's somebody for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
We're birthday twins, too. His birthday is my birthday. All right, so Joan says she and Jordan have had a slower progression to the camera, which is true.
I wonder.
They meet on a dock, and Jordan says, "You look great," which I felt like he thought she did look great. I don't think
she did.
Yeah, she had the little pink
sweater. I don't think
sweater.
that she ever looks bad.
So you don't think the attraction for him is a problem? No, she doesn't. She has a great person dressing her, too. All right, so they go to a pizza place. Like I said, I just thought of that.
So let's go all out and let's get pizza. But Chicago is known for its pizza. So
deep dish pizza.
That's good.
Yeah. And he's showing her what his Chicago is like. He's not putting on airs about what it is. I'm a eater. She said, I'm a eater. We're both eaters. And then she said, I love dessert. What'd you think about the rainbow cake? I mean, I know we couldn't taste it, but it looked dry to me. It didn't. I was expecting some big chocolatey, syrupy.
I thought the cake looked wonderful. I mean, and it had every single color in the rainbow in it.
I wonder if it tasted differently in each layer. That's what I was thinking. What makes it special?
But then he tops it off with airplane samples. No.
I know. We have a little story about that.
No.
I put mini alcohol. Tell our mini alcohol story. Tia invited me to a Christmas party one time. I didn't want to come empty-handed, so I thought, I don't know what people drink. Wouldn't it be fun she could take all these little mini alcohols, put them in a bucket, and then people would be like, ooh, I think I want a rum and Coke. Ooh, I think I want vodka and soda. And that way She was like, what do you want me to do with these?
Because nobody in my family drinks anything other than beer and wine.
Okay. Well, see, me and Jordan are simpatico.
Apparently.
He wouldn't laugh at my mini alcohol bottles.
No, he would love them because that's what you would have at dinner. You would have little airplane samples. You wouldn't even have a full glass of wine. You would just have little airplane samples.
Yeah, you could pour them in the glass of wine, the different ones.
Who would want bourbon or
it's called a
vodka
suicide.
in their wine? Okay, rock on.
Oh, funny. And Joan said, this is the worst thing I've ever tasted.
Thank you. It's exactly what I would have said.
Yeah. I put the kiss on a bridge, and then it was kind of hot, and then I'm kind of jealous. And I felt like Joan, he said Joan could really fit into his lifestyle, he thought. No, this is before we meet the family. Did you have any thoughts about the date before we meet the family or notes or anything?
No, the airplane samples threw me off, and I couldn't write anymore until they met the family.
I'm so glad you wrote that, too.
Humiliated with the airplane samples.
When I saw it, I thought, Tia's thinking about me right now.
No, that was sweet of you, but we weren't dating.
No, that's true.
Thank you.
It's true. All right, family. We go to meet the family. We have the daughter, Allie, brothers, Larry, Dan, and Mark. I was thinking of the Three Stooges. Larry, Dan, and Mo. Larry, Kurt, and Mo. Anyway, daughter, Jamie. So he's got 2 daughters and his 3 brothers. And they were telling the ice skating story where he fell. Mm-hmm. Let's humiliate him some more.
I know, but that's what his family does.
Yeah, they rag each other.
Right.
Yeah,
and so he said she fit right in.
So, and we learned what the date card was. Remember, we didn't know what that date card was for that ice skating. It's Melt My Heart was the ice skating, which I would never thought of ice skating. But anyway, I felt sorry for my Jordan. Leave him alone.
Okay.
So Jordan talks to the bros. And Jordan, he's like, this engagement would be in 2 weeks. That is not, I'm not there.
I know, but I put Dan, his brother, is so adorable.
He was.
About his wife.
Yeah. He was like, we met in June and married in August. Mm-hmm. Jordan, this could happen. This is doable.
Right.
And they've been married for 38 years. So it can work. I thought that was so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than saying, what are you doing, bro? But I felt like he was just pushing back on that. But he did say, well, I guess it could. I guess it could happen. And then the brothers talked to Joan. And my only note for that was, hello, Larry. So obviously I thought Larry was cute. Do you remember a cute brother?
No. Okay. Obviously I didn't write it down, so I didn't think it was cute.
I did 3 exclamation marks by there.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Jordan. That's my future brother-in-law.
I put Jordan's daughter, her dad, saying her dad is guarded. And I put, I'm a bit apprehensive about this one.
Yeah, all the family members are kind of saying, Jamie and Jordan. Jamie is the daughter, right? Let's see, Jamie. Yeah, daughter Jamie speaks with Jordan. Jordan says, I am not going to fall in love or get engaged in 2 weeks. That ain't happening. To Jamie, that's who he said it to. Daughter Allie talked to him and said that was a hard divorce 10 years ago, and Dad has not dated anyone super seriously in 10 years. See, he and I have that in common, too. Mm-hmm. We have so much in
common. Apparently, you need to Instagram him.
I put our other men open. I'm not sure. I think they asked Joan, were the other men more open than Jordan? And she said, oh, yes, they are. Mm-hmm. And I put, Joan says he couldn't pick her. I don't know why I read that. She's saying he may not pick me. If I pick him and give him a rose, he may not pick me at the end, because the men have to propose to the women as opposed to the other way around when it's Bachelorette.
I guess when I put, I'm a bit apprehensive about this one, I clocked out.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. She's afraid she might be wasting Jordan and Joan talk on the stoop after that's over. She says, I think we're making big steps. And he says, maybe we can continue to make big steps. But she thinks, is this worth even wasting a rose on?
Well, it wasn't.
Yeah. Joan is confused. If she gives him a rose, it'd be a leap of faith. They did have a nice big old French kiss. I saw tongue. Once again, I got jealous. So now Joan's like, Pascal and Jordan both have a wall up. What? She's starting to feel really insecure and worried about the whole situation. But we get to see Chock-a-Doodle-Doo and go to
in Wichita,
Kansas. Way on the other side of the country.
Yeah, and I put huge difference in location.
Yes. I mean, I like country, open air, small town, but Kansas, I don't know about Kansas. Isn't that where all the tornadoes are too? Joan says the biggest connection she has had is with Chock. She said that to the camera before the date even starts. They meet on a dirt road. Joan runs to him. Totally different than I almost thought she was going to do the toddler jump.
Well, no wonder. It's in a stinking field. Where's she going to run? I mean...
Yeah, she's like 2 miles away from him.
Hello? I know. Why don't she put him on a tractor and ride her to him? Wow.
They kiss, they hug, she goes, or he goes, I just put, I don't know who said, So that was definitely physically, they are the most in tune with each other. They're at his friend's Roger's ranch. So maybe he's not. I have read about Chock's life, and he let his wife keep the big house, which is sweet. A nice house. He bought a smaller house, and then I think he owns a secondary house too, a smaller one that's in a nice kind of vacation area. So he thought, let's go to a big nice place, a nice area, instead of going to maybe he's saving and is in a little apartment. But anyway, they're at Roger's ranch. They sit on a bench and talk, which benches are a big deal to Joan, apparently. Chock's family is father, which is sweet that his father's still around. I think that's great. Father's wife, his kids Taylor and Tyler, which is the same name, basically. Tom, who is Kathy, I don't think they ever got married. I think...
No, they didn't.
Yeah, so his ex-partner.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, girlfriend. Very serious relationship.
Right.
Several years. His father, so I thought that was kind of her father. To get his approval is kind of sweet. And then Kathy's sister, too. Kathy, the woman who's passed away. They were engaged for 7.5 years and never married. So that, to me, if I was Joan, I think we may never get married either. We may just stay engaged, which, if you don't have moral issues with that at that point in your life, that might be a practical thing to do because you don't have shared property. If you don't share property or anything, maybe never get married. I don't know.
I love Chock's daddy.
Yeah, he's a sweetie, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Very concerned about it. He was pretty old, too. I can't remember how old he said he was, but he was sharp. So the mom, as we know, passed away while he was on The Bachelorette, which is so sad. He left, took care of business, and came back. So she gets a really big greeting from all the people. They're there to have a celebration for his mother who has passed away. Now, and Taylor says, I think Joan is beautiful. Tyler has no doubt in his mind about Joan. That Chock is into Joan, and the son is so happy about that. So they're there to plant a tree on the ranch for Jill, Chock's mom. What do you think about that being their date?
Really?
I really don't know what you think.
Okay.
I'm trying to read your face.
No. I was like, really? You're going to give this, like, very emotional, solemn deal for your hometown visit? Really, Chock?
Yeah.
I thought you were a little bit better than this. I mean, I think that what they did for his mother is beautiful, and it's awesome. But I don't think that should have been the hometown visit. I just thought that was a big fail.
Yeah, it's a little presumptuous, too, awkward for her to be like, I'm in the middle of this family.
And she even gets the shovel and shovels it. No.
It made it seem like a television
I would have gone.
Opportunity.
Really? No.
I think I'd be like...
You come get me at my hotel after you're finished with this, and you enjoy with your family, but nah, no.
I think I would have, too.
Nope.
I would have met everybody and said, this is very special. Now I'm going to go take a shower or change clothes or whatever for a date, and you guys do your family. And was she going to be in all the... I mean, what if they don't end up together? Is she going to be in all those pictures of the... Yeah. They're going to like X out her face.
It was ridiculous.
And in the future, the grandkids will be like, who's this blonde lady in the photo album?
She's a mortician.
Just this lady that Grandpa tried to fall in love with on a television show. Okay, we're in tune on that. And maybe he didn't want to do it. Maybe the producer's talking me into it. But anyway, so that's what they do. They have a celebration of life. It did give her a chance to meet a lot of people rather than just a few in his life. His mom was a medical doctor. We learned about her. She was like a really special person. Chalk's brother Michael said he loves to see Chalk happy. And Chalk's kind of like glowing the whole time. This happy looking person. Joan is honored to be there, but I put not a hot and sexy date, which we just talked about. They play bocce ball, which I don't know how to play that. I don't know anything about bocce ball. They give Joan, which I thought was cute, red glitter shoes, referring back to Dorothy going to, we're not in Kansas anymore, kind of shoes. I thought that was cute. Very thoughtful to do that. Joan talks to his kids, Tyler and Taylor, and says, they said, do you see a future with our dad? And she says, I do. And it makes her cry. I don't remember her tearing up, but I put makes her cry. Or is it the kids maybe I was talking about? I think it was the daughter that started crying. She said she was afraid Chalk wouldn't come back after his mother died, but she realized when he came back so fast that he was very important and she was important to him. In the meantime, Chalk tells us that Joan seems to have this magic wand, like she's casting a spell over him. I don't know if he's just trying to...
Okay, I just said he's trying entirely too hard.
That's what I was going to say. He's trying to talk himself into thinking this is magical and perfect. And I mean, I think he has feelings.
No, he's trying too hard, period. I mean, he almost got on my nerves. Okay. I mean, I blocked him. Well, not when he was being selfish with other guys at the bowling place, but now he's getting on my nerves.
Interesting.
So
I think a lot of people are turning on him. There's a happy medium somewhere, I know. And I kind of feel like it was Guy was kind of the happy medium. Kathy's father and Joan talk. So that's the ex. I don't keep wanting to say dead. The girlfriend who passed away, the long-term relationship. That's kind of an awkward conversation. He said, I've never seen Chalk so passionate except with my daughter. He gives his blessing. Your family if you want to be, but what about living in Kansas? You know? So the father of Kathy is thinking about that situation. Chalk's father and Chalk talk, and you're talking about how sweet he is. He was precious. He said, I'm in shock that you're doing this, Chalk. This is not like you at all. Now, how would you take that? How did that make you feel? That he's faking it for the camera, for the show, or what do you think?
I don't know. I'm iffy about him now. That I told you I was waiting for that hometown visit. Now I've gotten it. I'm like, I'm questioning.
Yeah, he's like, who are you? What are you doing? And he said after talking to her, how much do you think or seeing us, how much do you think she cares for me? And he said, I think you guys are in love. Are you in love with Joan? And he said, I'm getting closer. And he says, well, I can see it in your eyes. I can tell you two are in love. So I thought, well, that's maybe good. He would know if his son's in love, right? Maybe? No. That conversation didn't make you feel any better about the situation. Joan and Chalk talk. Ask how each other is feeling about everything. And I put, I didn't expect this. I don't know who said it, her or him. Didn't expect this. I think Chalk was saying, I didn't expect to feel like I feel. And then Joan said, I know it's real because I feel guilt. That's kind of my proof that I really feel for you because I'm feeling bad about how strongly I do feel. So it must mean I'm moving on. Joan, I don't know. I'm tired of your guilt. I'm just probably being cold. And I see a future. Chalk said, I'm falling for you, but promise not to break my heart. I don't want to lose you. I put best date for sure. This was, I don't mean best date and what they did. I mean just about how he expressed himself and how he wasn't mincing words. But best life, I don't know if that would be her best life or not. I feel like he could sell insurance anywhere. That's what he does. I mean, it's more complicated and bigger than that, but he's in insurance business. So why couldn't he go live wherever she wants to live and do online, keep up with his clients? I don't know. Is his Kansas in his blood? I mean, he's got a lot of family there, so I don't know. But she's got a lot to think about, Tia. Lot to wait. So let me ask you, I know you don't like to do this, but you've watched all the dates, met the families virtually. You're in Joan's situation. Who would you not give the rose to? Don't say who she did yet, but who would you not give the rose to based on what you saw?
Jordan.
Jordan. Okay. Because you don't like my Jordan. You're going to have to get used to him because we're going to be going out together.
Okay, well, good for you.
No, you're going to be going with me.
No, we're not double dating.
So we're not going to be friends anymore?
Mm-mm. Well,
Tia!
yeah, we'll be friends, but no.
Don't talk about my husband like that. Okay, so we go to the rose ceremony, and I have to talk about Joan's dress. I had to Google it because
Love her dress.
it was hot.
It's beautiful.
It's a stretch sequin. You know how sequin dresses are, they got the satin on the inside, and you can't move, and it's scratchy. And these are a special material. It's a stretchy sequin dress. I looked up the designer, and she also made her that long champagne colored dress. I guess it was gold. Going back when she met everybody, the first episode. And her body is just like, wow, wow, when she wears that. And I thought, ooh, I'd love to have one of those dresses. Just, a little short dress like that, not a big gown. But I looked it up and went to their website. It's, oh, shoot, now I forgot her name. I'll include a link. I forgot her name. They have stretchy, all the dresses are sold out. You have to have them kind of custom made. But they had stretchy sequin pillows that were cute. They were $2,500 and $3,100 for the pillow. So I don't know what that dress would be, but
okay,
it was gorgeous. I think you could find one at TJ Maxx if you look long enough. That type of look. But so they were kind of like, wow, when she came out. Joan says she loved all the families. To me, this would be the worst elimination because you've told family members.
Mm-hmm.
This one always kills me every season I watch Bachelorette because you break the family's hearts and you kind of lie to them a little bit. Joan wasn't as bad as episodes I've seen of other contestants where they say, I really love him, I could really see myself with him, and then they're like, go home. So Joan loved all the family. She told him that. She does feel a little unsettled. She feels like Guy and Chalk. I've got two men I feel comfortable that will want me, and I've got two that I don't know what to do about. So we know that's Guy and Chalk and Pascal and Jordan. Joan feels less confident. She doesn't know what to do. And then she comes out to, she talks to Jesse, the host. She said, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. Chalk is very good. He's possibly my deepest connection. Guy is comfortable, easy, kind. He has values. He makes me happy. She never says, and I'm really into him. She never says that. Jordan, we had a great day. He's easy. We made big strides. But he never says, I see a future with you. He never tells me the key words I need to hear. And I don't want to invite someone to meet my family if they're not into me. What's the point? Or to go to Tahiti, which is where they're going to go. Which I spoiled it. Spoiler alert. If they're never going to get there with me, I don't want to waste a rose on him. And Pascal, she says, he feels a need to move slowly with me. And I'm worried because we're running out of time here. And so Joan comes out in the dress and says, this is for me to have a future with a man. That's how I see my future. It's very important to me. So who does she give the first rose to, Tia? Do you remember? I've got it written down. Yep. We knew that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second one?
Guy.
And I was a little worried because I didn't know if it was going to be Guy or somebody else. So I was like, I felt good for him. And then who?
Pascal.
Which means Jordan is mine. Jordan is mine.
Gone.
Look, exclamation.
Well, good for you.
So Jordan, it's kind of he's come so far, and yet she didn't really talk that much to him when he left. Sometimes she'll walk him out and really talk to him and comfort him, but she just said time wasn't on our side.
There's really nothing to talk about.
That's the way she feels too, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't feel like he was brokenhearted. I think he was kind of a little embarrassed, maybe. Like, you couldn't help but feel, oh, these guys are more attractive than me, or whoever the me.
I don't think it has anything to do with attractiveness. He didn't open up. He wasn't. I don't think he wanted it to begin with. So
yeah, he's probably maybe a little relieved. You think? Like,
probably.
I made it far. I had fun. I made good friends. Joan's
but
lovely.
you go ahead and Instagram him and then tell me what he says.
Okay. Okay, I really think she's making sure she picks him. She won't be embarrassed at the end if they don't ask her to marry him. So, but I think she feels for him. I really do. I'm not saying that, but Chalk, he said, she better accept my engagement when this is over, to the camera. Pascal says, I need more quality time one-on-one with her, which that's reasonable. Nothing wrong with that. The guy said he is absolutely thrilled. And she tells them they're going to Tahiti. They're all excited. That should be fun. And they'll get to know each other better. I feel like Pascal, and I know you get mad at me, I feel like his quality one-on-one time is the fantasy suite, which, you know, he wants to see if there's a sexual attraction. And that's a whole other topic with the fantasy suite. I have heard that Joan, we don't know yet, but I have heard that maybe she took the beds out of the fantasy suite. We're not doing that. There's no beds in here. We're going to stay up and talk without cameras, which is what I would do. I'd be like, let's say what we need to say that we don't want the world to know. All right. Any thoughts on the whole episode, Tia? Besides, let's don't get to, well, yeah, I know you want to get to that. Let me just say before we go there, I follow their Instagrams religiously and find out things. Joan's Instagram, her latest post, I thought it was cute. She says, always listen to your grandma. She's lived a lot of life and only wants you to be happy. Here's grandma's best pieces of advice. If it doesn't matter how smart you are, it matters how hard you work. Always date your spouse. Never give up that romance. You agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Better to live your life alone than 1 minute with a schmuck.
Agree.
Wear your jewelry and use the good china.
Agree.
Don't date someone you aren't proud to be with.
Agree.
He's got to love you just a little bit more than you love him. I thought that was very telling.
I don't.
That's
I think that when you're trying to love each other more than the other one, that's what makes it work.
Oh. Okay. And why do it halfway? Why not just go all in, take your chance? I mean, you've got to. And then when she was asked about Guy and his legal situation, you know, with his ex-wife, she said, I think he just made a mistake. Which is what you said, and which is, she's on the same page with that, and I agree with that too. Or the kids wouldn't be feeling like they did about him. You know, if he hurt their mom or mean to their mom, they wouldn't want anything to do with him. Okay. And then Jordan's Instagram, let me show you this little picture. I don't like it, but it's kind of interesting. And who is that? You recognize her?
No clue.
That's Leslie from last season.
Oh.
Leslie Hotbody. And she posted and she put, I'm a winner. So I'm mad. Her. No, it's not. So maybe he can get through that little relationship before we get together. Get it out of his system. All these guys are going to have all these women just clamoring for him, you know. Pascal's. Now, you may feel a little bit differently about Pascal when I show you this, Tia. I've been keeping this in my pocket. All right, for Halloween, now this is just funny. For Halloween, he went as Joan at their salon Halloween party. Ooh. Showing everybody's costume. Hold on. That's a video. I'll include links, people. Don't worry. You still feel the same about him?
Yeah, I do.
He is dressed as Joan. Wig, tight dress, heels, everything. He's got a good sense of humor, I guess. Did you be flattered if you were Joan if you saw that?
He doesn't look like Joan. He just went as a Halloween character. So
no, he said it's Joan. And then here, he posted, here's a poll. Since me being on TV in my underwear has been all the big talk, let's take a poll. Which do you like best? My boxer briefs? My trunks? Or my briefs? He put this on Instagram too.
Okay.
I will share that if you can see it. I think he's getting a little big for his briefs.
Maybe.
But I didn't want to say that earlier in the show because all those things we did observe about him are still true. They still hold true. But I don't know. Is that how a man behaves who's engaged to a woman right now? I don't know. And there are spoiler sites you can go to. We don't want to know. We know we can go find out who won, but we don't want to.
You probably already have, so.
No, I would never do that. I don't like to have things spoiled.
Okay, well, you're picking up all that.
Well,
really?
They're not supposed to give anything away. I just thought he's in his underwear. And then later on that made me think. And then Guy, let's see what kind of guy is. Here's his latest post. He's with Joan. My hometown date started in my backyard, the jewel of the Sierra. It was a spectacular day. in Tahoe's blue smooth as glass water. It was Joan's first time to witness its beauty. That's what you want to see from your potential husband. So, guys, got my vote on that. Chalk. Have you heard people saying Chalk looks like Peyton Manning?
Mm-mm.
Do you agree with that?
No.
I kind of see it. In the jawline. A lot of people are saying that. He's making his chocolate noodle soup. That's fine. It's all about Joan.
Oh, good.
Bringing Joan home was something special. Okay, I just think that's telling, is all I'm saying. You use your own judgment. What you choose to post on Instagram is very telling, I think.
I post nothing. Yay.
You're a mystery woman. Okay, so Tia, we want to get to your most favorite part, our contest of who's got the most people left. I have no one. I'm a big dumb loser, but I think I'm a winner in the end because that means Jordan's available. And how many of the people that are left are on your list, Tia?
All of them.
I know we already established that, but I know you wanted to have one more chance to brag about it. So watch tonight on ABC at 8 p.m. for the Tahiti episode. That should be fun. Or you can stream it before next week because you just want to make sure you watch it before next Wednesday when we recap tonight's episode. Hopefully all the guys will have on little swim trunks so we can learn more about them. And I'd say Pascal might skinny dip. I could just see that.
Probably.
And join us this Sunday for Giggles and Gratitude. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or subscribe on YouTube. That way you'll get a notice, or subscribe to our blog and our website. That way you won't forget that we do have another episode that you can, you'll know when it's available. That's all we do is send out episodes. We won't bother you. Just get a little reminder. We love you guys. Thank you for going on this journey with us and Joan. Tia, you're a great picker. I love you.
I love you.
And we love you guys. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye-bye.